Hello and welcome to this new Ultra Game template tutorial. And in this template, and in this tutorial, what we're going to learn is the opposite of the last one. In the last one, we learned how to disable some functionality, and in this one, we're going to learn how to add functionality, which is something that is, I think, completely amazing and super easy to do, by the way. So, for example, I'm going to go in the game settings menu. In the settings menu, okay, and we are going to add functionality to make a new weather system. Because why? Because I can. That's it. So, for example, to start, we are going to go again to Ultra Game template menus, and here in UGT settings menu, okay, I have this menu over here, and I'm just going to use the audio as a template. I'm just going to right click it and duplicate it, and behind my webcam I'm going to say button weather, and very important, here in button text we're going to actually put weather. Fantastic. Okay, and what we are going to do, we're going to also activate this in switch, why not? And what we're going to do is we are going to call the function UGT button dispatcher, and what this is going to do is it is going to do something, okay, once we activate that button. So for example, if I connect a print string here, what we have is settings, weather, and we have the print string there. Okay, so instead of doing this, what we are going to do is we're going to call the function open menu, and we could also call it like this, open menu, and you can do this in any menu. And the function open menu needs a reference to self over here, okay, to basically remove the current menu. And the class that we are going to open, it's up to you. But we have some classes here in menu templates, and menu template complex and menu template simple. Okay, and this class needs to have this here. Sorry, you have seen nothing. But anyway, we can choose any of those classes, which are new menus that are ready to be configured by you. So for example, let's choose the menu template simple. I'm just going to copy the name and put it here. And what do we have now? We have that I go to settings, I have weather here, and I have some buttons, and I can go back and whatever. Okay. And instead of this, I can choose the complex menu template, and I can come here, choose this option over here. And as you can see, settings, weather, and I have a menu with certain complexity, a background. I have an options button, I have a slider, a normal button, and I can reset the settings and going back. These are essentially all the templates that you would ever need to make some new menus. And believe it or not, we are done. Let's actually do something a little bit more complex, because instead of using the menu template complex, I'm going to duplicate this menu, and I'm going to call it weather menu. Okay, I'm going to save all, and here we're going to select weather menu. Fantastic. And now it is working for sure, but now we're going to go to weather menu, and let's configure this. Template menu header, we're going to say here weather menu, and we have that configured. Options button, let's say here, I don't know, like current weather. Okay, slider button, we're going to call this rain intensity, and we are going to set a default intensity of 10. And this normal button, we don't really want that. And just to be working in a tidy environment, we're going to rename this button to button weather, weather kind, and we are going to rename this button to button rain intensity. Fantastic. That's really it. If you want to do extra buttons, okay, I compile because I deleted one button. Now I have to delete this dispatcher over here. I'm just going to go here, and yeah, we don't want to do something cool. So reprint string. So now I return here, and as you can see, every button now is pre-configured, and I can even go to current weather, and here in the options, I can put various options, like for example, I can say sunny, rainy, on and windy. Okay, fantastic. And I have those options here. Okay, and the default option is going to be 0. It's going to be sunny. Well, it's actually going to be rainy because we have a rain intensity slider. So let's give the default option number 1. Okay, so by the way, you can transform any button to any other button. So for example, if I want to transform this button to a slider, I just can go here in button kind and say slider. Well, not input, sorry, but slider. But I'm going to leave that one like so. So let's continue. If I want to do something with the current weather button, what I have to do is go down. And here I already have the function, okay, but you have to use the function UGT list dispatcher. And if I want to do something with the rain, because this is a slider, instead of using the UGT list dispatcher, I need to use the function UGT slider dispatcher, okay? And I already have those here. This is the slider, and this is the weather kind. If I have more options, for example, weather kind, rainy, windy, and let's say, for example, cloudy, I should put this option here, and the new option is here. So here I would say, I would put this as cloudy. Change, let's see, okay, cloudy. Okay, so now about the functionality of your buttons. That is not really my responsibility. Every time you change the slider value, this function is going to be applied, okay? And every time you change the weather kind button, depending on the selected options, the information is going to go over here, 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 or here, okay? So here is where you would implement your own method. So for example, I don't know, if you have the ultra dynamic sky plugin, you will say get a laptop of class, ultra dynamic weather, and do something over there, or I don't really know. If you want examples of some functionality, you can actually open any button of UGT. So for example, UGT game settings menu, and here you can see the functionality of each button over here. This is a slider button for the subtitle sizes, but for example, this is another slider. This is if you want camera shakes and the variables that we set, etc., etc. Okay. But again, this is something that is not my responsibility. However, if we go to settings, okay, and we go to weather, it's actually kind of amazing because here you can put new buttons, okay, and that's fantastic. I can say cloudy and run intensity to 100, but we have a little problem. I can reset things to default, okay, but if I say cloudy and rain intensity to 100, and then I come again, this is going to be problematic because the settings are not getting saved by default. That's totally normal, okay? And saving the settings of your buttons is something that we are going to learn in the next tutorial.